So, let's talk about a really strange feeling, something you might have experienced. You work so hard to find some peace, to finally get to a place of calm, and then you get there and you feel like you don't belong, like you're an imposter in your own happiness. We're going to dig into exactly why that happens.
I mean, have you ever been there? You've made it through the storm. All the chaos has finally died down, but instead of feeling relieved, you just feel jumpy, anxious. You're constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, looking for a threat that just isn't there anymore. It's such a weird, paradoxical feeling, but trust me, it is so common.
And look, this is the most important thing I want you to hear right up front. If that feeling of quiet actually feels dangerous to you, you are not broken. Not at all. This is a totally understandable response, really. It's like an echo from a time when your world really wasn't calm. Okay, so to figure this out, we need to kind of look under the hood at what's going on inside. We're going to call it your survival architecture. It's the deep down reason your brain can get stuck on high alert, even when you're totally safe.
This brings us to a really important idea, the watchful nervous system. See, after you've lived through a lot of stress for a long time, your brain's little threat detector can get, well, a bit oversensitive. It's like a smoke alarm that starts going off just from making toast. It's not a flaw, it's not a bad habit. It was a super sophisticated defense mechanism your body learned to keep you safe.
So how does this actually show up in your day-to-day life? Does any of this sound familiar? Overanalyzing every word of a simple text message? Or maybe picking up on the tiniest, slightest shift in someone's tone of voice? Your brain learned that not knowing what's next could be dangerous, so it built these amazing automatic defenses to protect you.
I love this analogy. Think of your mind like a renovated house. You've built these beautiful, peaceful new rooms. That's your new, calm life. But they're all sitting on top of this old, heavy-duty foundation that was built for a constant state of emergency. The new life is there, it's real, but that old wiring, it's still live.
And this is where it gets really emotionally tricky. We start to confuse the tactics we use to survive with who we actually are as a person. We start to believe that the things we had to do to get through the hard times, well, that's just our identity forever.
You might look back on things with so much regret, right? Thinking about what you should have done differently. But here's the thing. Those actions, they were born out of necessity, out of fear, maybe even just sheer exhaustion. They don't define your character. They are proof of how incredibly resilient you are.
Here's another way to frame it that I find really beautiful. Think of those difficult moments from your past, like they're just individual brushstrokes on a huge canvas. Yeah, some of them might be dark, some might be a little messy, but they don't, by themselves, represent the entire masterpiece of who you are today. They're just one part of a much bigger, more complex picture.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the why. Now let's pivot to the how. How do we actually start to feel at home in this piece we've fought so hard for? This next part is all about practical steps, building fences, not walls, to protect your happiness.
The journey here doesn't start with fighting that anxious feeling. It actually starts with the courage to just acknowledge it, to notice it without judging yourself for it. You can literally just say to yourself, I'm feeling uneasy because I'm not used to the quiet, and that's okay. Seriously, just validating your own experience is a massive first step. All right, next up is a really critical distinction we have to learn to make. Your brain, with its old wiring, is confusing true, actual danger with just unfamiliar discomfort. Peace feels weird not because it's a threat, but simply because it's new. Learning to tell that difference, it's an absolute game changer.
And please let this next thought really sink in. You do not have to earn your rest. You don't need to push yourself to a breaking point just to deserve a moment of calm. You are worthy of happiness right here, right now, for no other reason than you are human, period.
So what does putting this into practice actually look like? Well, the key steps involve building what we're calling protective fences. And notice the wording there. We're not building walls of fear to shut everything out. We're building gentle, healthy boundaries that let you protect your peace while you slowly, gently get used to it. Because really, that's the ultimate goal here. This whole process isn't about trying to erase your past. It's about consciously, and with a lot of self-compassion, building a life for yourself that is gentler, that is kinder, and that is safer than the one that shaped you. It's a true act of creation.
So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about. It doesn't have to be some huge grand gesture. Just think, what is one